Yeah. Say we back with another. I showed my Flutter 200. Yeah, he did. Listen, bro, let's focus on here, bro. I showed my Flutter 2 million McLaren P1 to the only other person dumb enough to try to rebuild it. Damn. Damn. Alright, bro. Hey, 100K likes. It's weird to like and not sub. So yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Welcome back to my second
Don't be weird.
channel, where we take a more relaxed and behind-the-scenes look at stuff I do on my main channel. Now, I'm wearing this hat because I am supporting my friend. This is HWBT. It says hard work beats talent, and that belongs to this guy. His name is Matt Armstrong, and well, he's been using my unit for his projects for a while, and I haven't really put him on my videos, and I feel like that's wrong. So I wanted to show Matt my P1 because you originally saw my P1 when I got it first.
Yeah.
And it still had sand in it and all that stuff.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was yellow.
It's still bad.
Yes. Well, no, it's a lot better.
It's still really bad. So I wanted to give you like sort of a tour because right now we are in the middle of making it the fastest McLaren in the world. And right now it's the slowest because it doesn't have an engine.
Of course.
not in the car.
Well, it's looking a lot better, and I'm sure this update is going to give me an update, and also the guys at home as well, of a full walk round, exactly what. And now, in the last video, I did see a few parts didn't quite fit exactly right, but I'm sure we'll get onto that.
Yes.
But the front end, this is not going to stay like this, is it?
So this is gonna, like, the body work is gonna stay like this on the front end, except for this wrap is coming off. So this is a temporary wrap that we got just for the SEMA show, and this was done by Valvoline. This is like their camo wrap because they were coming out with a new bottle, and they didn't want anybody to know what the livery was. So we sort of did the entire car like that. But this is actually not a stock front end. This is a mix and match of a P1 GTR and a road car. So these are GTR, like the front clamshell. It's slightly wider. It has these bigger spats here. But the bumper, is from a road car. So we have, lower aero profile. It's a little bit less aggressive. And this entire thing, once we take the wrap off, it's going to be exposed carbon fiber.
So this bonnet, is that the one that's going, the hood?
Yeah.
Is that the one that's going on?
Well, it's the frunk, okay? It's the frunk in a McLaren. So yeah, this is actually the stock bonnet frunk hood. And we just put a wrap on it. But this is the finished sort of color, and I'm calling it Amber Dawn. And this, you can see,
is crazy. Tommy, check this out. Look at that.
Yeah, you can see all the carbon fiber, and there's like a lot of flake in it. There's gold flake.
Nuts.
And once the light hits it, it's going to be really red, and then it's going to be really dark when it's dark outside.
Is there a particular reason why I chose red?
Because my other McLaren is blue, and I really like blue on McLaren, as do you. You have that mint one.
Of course.
And I think red kind of suits this car. I also love this, like, really, it's like a wine color. And I wanted to have exposed carbon, so it looks like some $4 million Koenigsegg or something.
It's quite...
Bro, this shit gonna look so fire, bro. In the dark at night. Oh my god. I could almost see it, bro. Damn. Like, look at that color, bro. Like, picture at night just driving in the city. The light hitting that shit in the dark. Like, it's, oh my god. Like my video, bro.
Classy as well, isn't it? It's quite...
I think so.
Yeah, I've seen like a green one. I think it's a Senna.
Yeah.
JWW, Mr. JWW, I think he's got... Is it a Senna? It's like a green one, exposed carbon. Looks cool. The red... Everyone knows red cars are the fastest.
Red is the color of fast, but like you should see how heavy this hood is.
What, is it heavy?
It's really heavy.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
there's absolutely nothing on that. How much is this?
And in terms of weight or money?
Money.
So this, I mean, if you got it from McLaren, it would probably be like $30,000 or something like that. So
Jeez.
yeah, like the front clamshell was like 90, and then the rear clamshell was 130. So front bumper's another 40. So you know, it's good. It's McLaren prices.
Oh yeah. They're fun.
Yeah, they're really.
Well, some things are surprising though, because my tub was $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
So that was surprising. That was second hand. Yeah, that was second hand. But then suspension is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the stuff is expensive. I mean, on this, mainly everything's carbon fiber. So you got carbon fiber tax, P1 tax, McLaren tax, all added up. So yeah, it's not fun.
Well, I mean, you're also no stranger to a project. I wanted to introduce you to my project right here. So this is the wiring that we're doing for the P1, and we're taking two harnesses, one from a 650 and one from a 720, and we're mating them together because the P1 harness, the entire car harness, can't be used because the car was underwater, so everything's corroded.
That is insane, and this is so anti kind of YouTube. People don't realize, okay, we want to
step into Wix Studio, the web platform.
Damn, bro. Seeing that wiring,
pump videos out fast, and I'm sure Freddie does as well, but when you've got stuff like this, which takes way longer, and it ends up being like a 5-minute clip, and you've done 5 weeks worth of work, this is mind-boggling, and you've got to have so much concentration to do with it. What exactly, what I was confused about with this wiring stuff is the ground parts and things like that. For example, on the 720S, to change the wing mirrors, to adjust the wing mirrors, is inside it's on the dashboard below the steering wheel.
Yeah.
But then in that, is it on the door?
It's on the door.
So how the hell do you even go around?
So what you do is you have to repin certain pins in the harness, and then you have to extend things. You have to. What we're going to do is reuse some of the plastic connectors, because the plastic connectors are fine, even though they're underwater. We have to repin things in the harness. So we have to add a bunch of wires. Not only that, I mean, for people in the audience that are like straight geeks, the 650 has 2 ECUs. So it has a engine ECU, and then it has an ECU for the transmission and all the suspension.
Brilliant.
The P1 has 3. So 1 for the engine, 1 for transmission, and 1 for chassis. 720 has 3. But the third one, the chassis control, is completely different from the P1. So we have to take those plugs out and repin every single one, run it the entire length of the car, see where it goes, because the suspension's all different. It has active aero in the front and the back, and it does all this weird stuff. So it's easy. It's really easy.
So for your next video on the main channel, what is the goal? What is the goal?
Not have a panic attack. That'd be great. That'd be fantastic.
Like, do you think you'll get any of this in?
Yeah, so I think for the next video, I'd like to have this finished in the car, and like maybe we have the lights turn on. You know, if it like breathes life into itself, like I think that would be a really good.
And that would be the first sign of life since
it died.
Since it was sat on a toilet.
Yeah,
which is absolutely crazy. And then this.
Yeah, and then we have
engine.
This. Yeah, so this.
It's quite familiar.
It is because you've taken this out of your car. So this is essentially a 720S. Engine, but we have reworked the internals. Cannonball Garage did everything here. So we have forged rods, forged pistons, different valve train. This should do 1,300 to the wheels at 9,000 RPM.
So it's really going to be an insane hypercar, a hypercar.
Hopefully. I mean, you know, this is still the same transmission from the P1. We opened it up. It seemed to be okay. I have no idea what kind of power they can hold. Hopefully they can hold all this power. I don't know.
But by then, I'm sure you'll be able to take it out and go again. You'll know the car inside out.
So if you wanted to buy a P1 engine, like a whole drivetrain, it would be like $500,000.
Yeah.
So this is, you know, I built this. This is about $100,000 to build.
Yeah.
And realistically, this is the only way that you can make reliable power in a McLaren. Like if you wanted to add 100, 200, 300 horsepower to a stock engine, like you're gonna end up having, you know, rods through the block like I had on my 675.
All right, how do you feel about the hybrid system being taken out?
Do you know what? It's all Freddie. Do you know when I watched the video, I was like, that's cool. I was excited for it. And then when you read the comments, when I read that comments under those videos and everyone was like, oh, you're taking the soul out, I was like, oh, I didn't realise there was an issue. I didn't realise there was an issue here. And then until I read the comments, I wasn't, do you know when it's like it's like a sheep thing, like a herd of sheep. Once you read everyone's comments and everyone starts ganging up, it changes people's opinion, doesn't it? And I didn't realise there was any issue until I started reading the comments. Oh, maybe he's doing something wrong here. But then once we spoke to Freddie and everything and exactly hear what he's doing, I think it's going to be cool. It's going to be way better. Why not make it something your own? I do that in all of my builds. We don't. Why should I take opinions from somebody else? Yes, these guys and everyone watching the videos are really helping and they're enjoying the build as well. And it's the whole reason why we get to do it. But at the same time, we're building the car for ourselves, and that's why the channel does so well, because we're just doing it out of our own enjoyment. So this makes financially way better sense. Mentally, probably makes way better sense as well. But I think it's going to be incredible. People will definitely change their minds once this is on the road and on the track, 100%.
Guys, wait, important message. First of all, I'm Rory Reid, and you're watching Auto Trader. Here's what...
So that's the plan for the wiring.
Yeah.
That's the plan for the colour.
Mm-hmm.
And then the body.
We have the rear clamshell here, and that's a really cool. It's a.
That looks nuts.
It's exposed carbon, and it is it's essentially 2 inches wider, 1 inch on each side, and we have the GTR. The rear GTR profile, but we also have the active aero. So the GTR doesn't have this.
Yeah, it's got a solid chassis mounted wing, hasn't it? Yeah, I've seen that. It's quite cool, but I think to have the wing working would be like spot on.
Now, this is a prototype part. This is the first in the world of its kind because nobody's ever done this before. So, we do have to, cut this apart, have it fit correctly, and then we have to, put new carbon on, so that's going to be a whole process, but I'm really, really excited. I mean, the whole kit was made like bespoke, sort of to my specs by Exotic Car Gear, and they did a really good job, but again, when you're dealing with parts that, it's not like they just have a P1 that they could throw this stuff on.
Yeah.
Like, they don't make these cars, so we have to do a lot of the research and development. I think after we get everything fitting, then we can send it over to them, they'll do a final scan, and then if anybody else wants to, buy something for their P1, when you get your P1, you can do the same thing.
Oh, yeah, I'm saving up. Saving up. I think with stuff like this big as well, everyone knows who's done like body kits at home, and this is on a whole completely new scale, but this carbon structure is massive, and anything this big and carbon, when it's like baked in the oven and everything like that, it's got room to like warp and move around, and again, like you said, they haven't had a P1 to mold it off, so it's not going to fit perfect. Like, it would be crazy to think it's going to fit spot on first time, but I'm sure you can get it perfect afterwards, and then redo the mold. I think it's going to look mental in that color as well. It's going to look so crazy.
I think it'll be great. But what I'm thinking, when we actually get this car, done, my pie in the sky dream is to bring it over to the UK. We'll do the McLaren Technology Center. I'd love to bring it by your place. Yeah. And I'd love to do Goodwood Festival of Speed.
And only around 5-hour drive away is the Nürburgring.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Misha.
I'm going to give the keys to Misha, but I'm not going to be in the car.
Misha, talk us through. How are we doing?
So far, I'm surprised we're alive.
I will not be in the car. He's going to go 3,000 miles.
Damn. He said, that nigga driving, I'm real.
An hour.
That would be insane.
Yeah. Doing a Nürburgring lap in this would be quite, it's going to be overwhelming. That's what I'd say.
That would be, I'll happily watch that one.
You just rebuilt your 720.
Yeah.
And you took it down to the carbon tub, replaced every single bolt.
Yeah.
And I've been through that before, and it's like a complete nightmare. But like, can you see, like, there are some differences, but there are also some similarities with like the hydraulics. We had all these powder coated, but like the hydraulics that go to the suspension, all that stuff. Like, this frame is essentially the same thing you have in your 720.
Yeah, it looks, I mean, I can't really see much difference between, there's probably going to be like the wing mountings and everything are going to be different, and the way the ground wires are mounted, but I think it is generally the same, which makes sense. And every time I kind of see something this in brands and when they manufacture cars and everything like that, I always think, like, why would they make something so similar which isn't the same? It doesn't make sense for them. So it makes sense to only build one and then transfer it across to other cars. And I guess that's kind of what they've done with the P1. Is there actually any differences?
There are. So everything, it's weird. Like everything from here down is exactly the same as like a 650S or a 675 LT. But this up, they actually have to have some specific P1 mountings because the exhaust kind of goes up like this, and there's so much stuff here.
Yeah.
Like this is, we're only seeing some of the hydraulics. Like this is for the wing, so the wing is on its own little system.
Mental, that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and it has its own pump, and it has its own reservoir, and the wing comes up 12 inches. It does the air brake thing.
Yeah.
Goes back down. Like it does a lot.
All these lines are different, and there's like an accumulator sat there.
Yeah,
what
there's
the
an
hell
accumulator. It's an
is
accumulator
this for the suspension.
Yes, and there's also these carbon fiber ones. So you have these carbon fiber ones, and if you get
for the suspension as well.
Yes, and if you get those new, I mean, I had a guy selling them new but never used, not from McLaren. And he was like, "I'll give you a deal, $30,000."
Oh,
I'm like,
my days.
you know what? I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna see if mine work. I'm just gonna see if mine work.
Yeah. So the guy was saying who set up my suspension on the 720S was like the accumulators hold like a gas inside of them,
Yes.
Which collects like when the suspension is all moving around and it's moving the hydraulic fluid around. It's just got a place to it's got a place to go to.
Bruh, these bills, bro. Like, bro, I don't know if y'all can fathom this, bro. This man just opened a fucking McLaren and see, bro, I'm wide bodying the whole car, bro. I'm changing the whole car, making it wider and bigger, and all carbon fiber, bro. Man he made his own car at this point, bro. You feel me? But having this kind of freedom, bro, it's fire, bro.
It's got to move somewhere, and if the accumulator's broke, the suspension is going to feel all spongy and nasty. It might not work. You might get a light on the dash. So I guess you'll find that out.
Yeah, I mean, if we turn this thing on and there's no lights on the dash, I mean, I don't know, and I'm never that lucky. But this is gonna look like a Christmas tree when you first turn it on.
If he turns it on and there's no lights on the dash, I will shave my head.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. That's we're gonna do that. Exactly. We're going to make sure that this turns off a no. I'm not going to connect the gauge cluster. There we go.
yeah, it's going to fix it completely. But no, I think it's cool. I think this thing is absolutely mental. Where do you go from this, though?
I was thinking space shuttle, something like that. Realistically, I mean, you want to go half in on Lewis Hamilton's old Zonda?
I think that sounds pretty good to me. Yeah. Something like that would be crazy, but again, the only way to go from here is upwards. Where the hell do you even go from this? This has got to be the most challenging one so far, would you say?
Yeah, by a country mile. It's I've never done something like this. I probably won't do something like this again because of just the stress and everything. But dude, I'm so glad that you came by and checked my car out. Hopefully, by the time I finish this, we can bring it by your shop and then we'll all go for a ride.
It's cool to see it every time I come over. A little bit more progress. So eventually, once it's started and driving, and I've got a shaved head because there's no faults.
Yeah, wonderful. Dude, thank you so much.
Thanks, Reddy.
All right, thanks for watching.
Yeah. Hey, that shit fire in here, bro. Damn. Hey, y'all. 100K, bro. 100K. So we could live like this. Yo.